Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new videos.
The bases are prepped, the armies are ready, and we are hopping into the very first attack. Dark Tangent will get the first strike here to start off this brother versus brother war. A sibling rivalry that will go down in the tomes of history throughout all of Clashdom. The first time an Indian squad is going to make it to the finals will be off the backs of a shutout in the semis.
Indeed it will, Woody, and we have Master Atif coming in with the Dragons. He did get a 3-star with this attack strategy in day 1 with their loss to Existence. But let's see if he can get the 3 stars now when it is elimination. If they lose, they will be going out of the competition. We have a nice funnel set up for the Dragons already. They charge on through to the Town Hall, which will be that first star going down already, Woody.
Master Atif is the opener for Dark Tangent. He always strikes first and sometimes strikes hard. Picked up a 3-star in the war against Existence. Even though his squad lost that match, he has proven his skills before, and with a mass drag attack with a spicy little E-drag out on the right side corner, he is really doing some massive damage super fast here. That's exactly how you want to play it. Rage spell spread out all over to keep these Dragons on target. That Eagle Artillery still firing away, and with a single target Inferno and air defense to protect it, this battle isn't over yet, Judo.
It's going to be close, Woody. He does have a big pack of Dragons to the left-hand side, and the thing that I notice is the Royal Champion is yet to be used. He is really holding on to that hero to try and deploy it at the correct time. He still has the Queen ability. He's allowing the Dragons to take out as much of the base as possible. There comes the Royal Champion. Hopefully the shield can get through the air defense. Will it be the opening 3-star for Dark Tangent, Woody? It could still go either way at this point with the single target Inferno raining down damage.
There she goes! There she goes again! Racing through my brain, and I just can't contain this feeling that remains. Such a close hit for Master Atif, but the Royal Champion, not enough this...
Off to the best start yesterday in their War to Nova Imperium. They actually went 2-3 stars behind and still managed to get the victory. So their confidence will be high, but it is the MVP currently of Indian Clashes 11 who is kicking off this war for them.
Super strong hitter, a 2-star, 97% in his first war, backed it up with a 3-star right after that against Tribe Gaming. 11 is one of the strongest hitters, and as you said, the MVP, undeniable for the Indian Clasher squad. If we're looking for a strong start from both teams, we couldn't have asked for a better lineup. This Archer Queen taking a lot of punishment in her initial charge here, but the healers are down, and they're going to start their work. Expect to see some rage spells. There they come, topping her back off and keeping her healthy for that charge into the CC. Gets the Polar with a super wall breaker. Will be able to crack into that compartment as well. She ought to be able to go for that Town Hall and maybe even grab a 2 more defenses on the way there.
Beautiful, and the thing I like is the couple of Hog Riders in towards the air defense. Oh, they take it down, Woody, which is brilliant to protect the healers as he moves through. The Queen is comfortably taking down the Clan Castle before engaging the Town Hall. As you can see now, you called it perfectly. Beelined to the Town Hall. That will go down and provide a fantastic start for the hybrid. And we already have one of the scatter shots getting tanked on the left-hand side of the base as well, Woody.
Sneaky entry, just barely dodging each of the main defensive structures as she makes her way to the bottom compartment, wrapping it up all around it. Here come the Hog Riders. Healers started to take a lot of fire from that air defense, and that is what forced 11 to drop the main force here. He's only got a minute and a half left, though, as he's already halfway through this raid and is just getting his main force down. Multi-target Infernos all around this base are big trouble for Hog Rider armies. He's got to get those heal spells on perfectly to keep them topped up and healthy for a big slog through this huge base.
He sure does. Now, the Grand Warden's ability was perfectly timed over a giant bomb and the Eagle artillery fire, but the difficulty here for 11 is that central compartment with the multi-target Inferno. He just can't get his miners and hogs into it, and it continues to rain damage. Now that the miners and hogs move in, he's actually split the troops. So notice how many of the hogs move up to the top. They are vulnerable, and the Royal Champion has to do her best in order to try and help out. As the miners and hogs move through, they are just losing power towards the back end of the base, and with a multi-target Inferno and a scatter shot, you can't help but think that it might just be too much for the Indian Clashers.
A citadel of supremacy built up by saubhagya will not be knocked down today. 11 from the Indian Clashers will fall short in the war against Dark Tangent. A 2-star in the middling 70% might pick up a few more buildings along the outer edge to clean up for that percentage race. Remember, fans of Clash of Clans, you all know it. It all comes down to the stars at the end of the day. But if they are tied even up, it's about that percentage destruction to figure out which team will advance to the playoffs.
Dark Tangent Judo.
No, he didn't, but at least we have 2 comfortable 2-stars. I do not question the pressure on both of these teams, especially as Eric was saying just beforehand. They know each other well, but we have Krrish VishNoi attacking with the Super Witches, Woody. Something we haven't seen a lot, but in this qualifier, we've seen a couple of 3-stars with them.
Oh yeah, and I think that Krrish VishNoi has done a great job on base identification for this attack. There are a lot of openings in the outer layers of the walls. That's done by Death to try to funnel enemy troops into specific compartments, setting off traps and triggering a destructive wave of shots from all the turrets onto those key choke points. Instead, though, Krrish VishNoi is going to be using the Super Witches to summon big boys throughout the entire raid. Those massive skeleton attackers are going to provide some cushioning for the Super Witches behind them. Really beefy troops in their own right and can dish out a ton of damage as well. This is going to be a slow start for him, though. This right side corner taking a long time to go down with the Warden walk. Already a minute in, and we're still waiting to see where the main force of this army is getting deployed.
Yes, it is a slow start, Woody, especially with the Super Witches. They are known to be a slow troop because there's not a lot of them. There is the one Super Witch, which is 30 housing space, and the big boy, which means they are not going to have masses across the attack. Apologies, I think it's 40 housing space, in fact, so you can see how there is not many of them on the board, which means time is ticking, and this one will be a close one right down to the wire.
He's brought 2 jump spells, so he might be able to negate those walls on defense, but this is a really spread out base far and wide across the entirety of this map. It's going to be a tough call for Krrish VishNoi to be able to pull off a win here without getting a time fail. These Super Witches almost always encounter a time fail rather than having difficulty actually tearing down the buildings all across the map. So keep pace here with as many spells as you can to keep them on target, raging up the center bulk of these troops, but really struggling to make it past this first wave. He finally gets a 2nd star, but less than a minute for cleanup.
The Royal Champion towards the right-hand side of the base could be his only lifeline. He has to hope that the Royal Champion can move through the defenses quickly and the ability goes off. This can ping through a lot of defenses and taking them down. And you can see how close it is, Woody. 40 seconds with only 30% of the base. I think he could still get this one, but with the Tesla farm over to 9 o'clock, it could be difficult. Now there is the Royal Champion continuing to move through the base. The big boys are tanking for her to take down the defenses. 20 seconds. He could be in with a shot here, Woody. Do not write this attack off yet.
Here they go for the final showdown against the Tesla farm, holding on for dear life. The electricity zapping down balloons left and right, but stuck on the walls. The big boy and Archer Queen cannot join the fray. This is going to be a defensive win for Death of the Indian Clashers. His last line of defense barely holding on against this.
If that could have been spiced up and made a little bit more efficient, we could have been looking at a 3-star for Dark Tangent, but it was the 2, and it's now Indian Clashers that could take the advantage.
It's beautiful to watch those long haul walks early in the raid. You gotta appreciate the artistry of the multi-stage hits that these top-level players are pulling off. But it's all about the efficiency of each attack. How much do you get from each resource invested? In this case, we've got a very atypical choice here from Death, running a golem in this army camp instead of picking up the healers to try to keep his heroes alive and well through this raid into the left side corner. Stage 1 is going to see a big tank out in front, soaking blows for this triple hero squad, trying to rip into the left corner and grab maybe an Eagle Artillery and try to take out a air sweeper as well. Those can both cause a lot of trouble for Laloon raids. We've got 2 Lava Hounds backing up almost a couple dozen rather balloons for this one, Judo.
Indeed, and the thing I like here, Woody, is the entirety of the left-hand side of the base is down, which means the lava loon can easily track through the base. Now, you might have noticed there was a couple of balloons coming in to the short-range archer tower. That is to try and help with pathing, but he is struggling with the troops. Oh, the queen goes down. Can he get the rest of the troops with the poison? And it looks like the Inferno Dragon survives, Woody.
Just a tiny sliver of hit points there. Even a minion could take it down if it gets the lock, which it ought to. They're walking into range.
Anything.
A few more added on, and that'll be enough for Death to take out the Inferno Dragon. But keep an eye on the main phase of the raid now, forcing out a free spell. That scatter shot was looking awfully scary, but Death has got a plan for everything, and here he comes. He is inevitable. Just like Thanos, he is sweeping through, snapping his fingers, and buildings go down. Another one goes down. Town Hall in sight, and with an additional free spell to lock down that Giga Inferno, he's going to add on the Eternal Tome far and away. A bit early for my taste, Judo.
Gordon's ability, Woody, has been set off because he took a lot of damage.
Avert your eyes! The balloons! Pop!
Oh, they get through just, but it's not going to be enough to finish off the base because of the ability. That is why you need the ability over the Town Hall with a Lava Loon attack, Woody.
Yikes, yikes, yikes. That was a big hit for those poor loons. Some of them survived thanks to the life orb provided by that Grand Warden. But wow, we are running short on troops and short on time as well. Doing our best to make our way through a single target Inferno. The Dragon's been able to lock on support from the Grand Warden. We'll be able to pop it. Oh, no, get it down. And that's going to be the last line of defense, holding on yet again. No 3 stars at all, Judo, for this war so far.
Yeah, a shaky start by both of the teams. As Eric predicted, a low-scoring war so far. Maybe they do just know